तो दोस्तों हम लोग वापस आ चुके हैं विचर की इस दुनिया में। आज हम लोग का सफ़र का आखिरी दिन भी हो सकता है, शायद कुछ कह नहीं सकते आगे क्या होगा। हम लोग को सियाना के साथ उस कैसल में जाना होगा। हम लोग तभी इस इल्यूजन से बाहर निकल पाएंगे और बाहर निकलने के बाद डेटलाफ से मिलना होगा।
It's not to be trusted.
ये तो एक लाइटनिंग है। I mean, ये भी कोई स्टोरी से कनेक्टेड है क्या? इस जगह से बाहर निकलने के लिए हम लोग को क्या करना होगा, सियाना?
Just curious. Why do you want the heart of Toussaint and the ducal wine?
They were my right, my due.
लगा ही था।
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do, and I regret nothing. One lives but once. Here, we need but jump into the well. You first.
Wait, हम पहले? तुमको पहले आना चाहिए सियाना, पर छोड़ो, बस धोखा मत दे देना हम लोग को। बहुत बड़ी धोखेबाज है। चलो। गेराल्ट। ओके, पोलक्लेयर पूरा का पूरा तबाह हो चुका है। वैम्पायर्स डेडलाफ अटैक रोका ही नहीं ना। अब सियाना वापस आ चुकी है। अब शायद वो अटैक रोक दे, लेकिन फायदा क्या होगा?
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Anariette and I would use it to
hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary. Thus, I knew where to await you.
Regis. सही है।
Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
ठीक है।
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying, manipulating you are?
Well, दोनों आराम से रुक जाओ।
Calm down, both of you.
ठीक है?
But
No buts. Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
वो गेराल्ट के I mean, डेडलाफ के साथ ये खराब किया, लेकिन क्या ही कह सकते हैं। हमको नहीं मालूम वो क्या करने वाला है। उसके सामने ले जाएंगे इसको तो हालत खराब होने वाला है यहाँ। हम लोग आ गए हैं टेशना मटना, वैम्पायर्स का डंजन। हाँ, यहाँ पे वैम्पायर लोग को टॉर्चर करके मारा जाता था। Syanna.
Nice place,
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of Duntine.
Well, Syanna आ गई। डेडलाफ कहाँ है?
is it though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive, so aware. Honestly, what did Dettlaff ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
लेकिन आने ही वाला होगा वो।
let's get ready. Dettlaff will be here any moment now.
डेडलाफ खतरनाक चीज है वो कुछ भी कर सकता है। हम लोग को सियाना को बचाना होगा, ट्राई करना होगा कम से कम कि वो उसको मारे नहीं। डेडलाफ ओके, ये चिड़िया गया डेडलाफ को बताने। ये लोग चिड़िया यूज करता है वैम्पायर सब। हो सकता है आया नहीं। आ गया। फक। ठीक है, वो पहुंच रहा है। बस देखते हैं हम लोग।
Syanna, I have a question I must ask you.
देखो डेडलाफ,
Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse.
Dettlaff, it's not that simple.
ओके मारा
Oh
नहीं।
no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now,
अरे,
we
अरे।
must part.
ये बोला था। What? Wait, Dettlaff उसको
What? But how?
उसको मारा ना अपना क्लॉज से, और ये टेलीपोर्ट होके वापस से फिर रिटेल वर्ल्ड में आ गई। ऐसा कैसे?
The ribbon.
ओ रिबन की वजह से।
Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this sooner or later. She will pay.
अच्छा हुआ वो रिबन पहना दिए थे उसको।
You never should have meddled with her.
Ah, damn. ओके, रीजिस मदद कर रहा हम लोग। यहाँ पे हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते। ओह शिट। ये लोग का लड़ाई है ना? नहीं, गेरोल्ड लड़ेगा ही। रीजिस। ओके, गेरोल्ड उतर चुका है, मतलब हमको भी आना ही होगा। लेट्स सी। ये लोग का स्पीड, एजिलिटी। कम ऑन डेडलाफ, शांत हो जाओ भाई। नहीं, अभी भी वक्त है डेडलाफ। नहीं रुकने वाला।
I want you to know this. Both of you.
Didn't plan any of it.
Silence.
ये बात है। No, God. गेरोल्ट में अभी भी ताकत है। गेरोल्ट ऐसे नहीं हार सकता, राइट? इसका गलती नहीं था, इसको धोखा दी थी वो, लेकिन क्या कर सकते हैं, अब ये रुका ही नहीं, हम लोग को लड़ना ही पड़ा। लेकिन ये जिंद इसको मार ही नहीं सकते शायद हम लोग ना, एक हायर वैम्पायर है, लेकिन हम लोग इसको इतना तो हरा दिए हैं कि ये अब कुछ कर नहीं सकता हम लोग को, लिटरली आधा कटा हुआ है वो। लेकिन ये रीजनरेट कर सकता है अभी भी, राइट? बेचारा ठीक नहीं लग रहा है इसके लिए। रीजिस, हम लोग मदद कर सकते हैं क्या? अगर वो अभी
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
ठीक है रीजिस, जो तुम करेगा हम लोग को एक्सेप्टेबल है। तेरा दोस्त है वो, उसको गलती नहीं था, लेकिन क्या करें, ये रीजनरेट कर रहा है फिर से। नहीं, लड़ना मत। मार दिया उसको। ओए, एक तरह से हम लोग नहीं मार सकते थे उसको, एक दूसरा ही हायर वैम्पायर मार सकता था। वो उठ के भी लड़ने के लिए ही उठ रहा था, क्या ही करता कोई। गेरोल्ट को सजाया जा रहा है।
What a smashing ensemble.
You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in
अपना
refinement.
बक बक बंद करो। यहाँ हम लोग हायर वैम्पायर से लड़के आए हैं, 2 हफ्ता हुआ नहीं, ये बकवास करना चालू कर दिया।
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Okay, what the hell? गेरोल्ट को सही में एक पेड़ जैसा बना दिया ऐसे करके।
Accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still.
अब कितना still?
All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else, which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
क्या हुआ रीजियस?
Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Syanna planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Your
Compassion?
plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Syanna's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Wait, Syanna
Do you care
locked
not a
her.
whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
Well, हम लोग investigate कर सकते हैं, ये
All
सही
in
बोला।
all, why not check up on that?
पांचवा
We'll
किस?
go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes.
ये लोग बोलने ही नहीं
It
देगा
lies
हमको।
in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due.
ठीक है, तुम्हारा
Or
ड्रेस
if you
पहन के
will
जाएंगे।
first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
तो चुप
Promise
रहे।
to be careful.
हम लोग जा रहे हैं, हम लोग गटर में घूमेंगे तेरा ड्रेस पहन के, तुम कर ही क्या लेगा? So यही तो है वो।
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing?
बेवकूफ बच्चा।
Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know.
उस समय भी
Step
पूरा
on up.
बात नहीं बताया था हम लोग
Need
को।
to ask you something.
जबकि इसको
Yes, I can.
5000 coins दिए थे
Go
हम
on
लोग।
then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know.
चुप रहे।
But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
इसको मिलते हैं ना, मेरा दिमाग खराब होता है।
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
लेकिन इस बार
Then
गेरोल्ट
I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
अच्छा, ऐसा कौन
Clean
बोलता था?
boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
ठीक है। तो लेटर के बारे में कुछ मालूम है?
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some
पांचवा
letters,
letter.
remember?
Why, of course. I'm young,
अब पैसा
got a mind
मांगेगा।
like a steel trap, but
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
beggars brought them.
बेगर्स? ये बेगर सब कहाँ से है?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. One for each letter.
4
Just
बोल रहा है।
4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard.
जल्दी बोल, हम लोग के पास पूरा दिन नहीं है.
Where'd they get the letters? They picked them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
रीजिस तुम ही कुछ
Geralt,
करो.
allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
कहाँ?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
ठीक है.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble.
देखते हैं. ये पांचवा
You
विक्टिम
must
कौन
visit
है?
the shelter. Look around inside.
शेल्टर. Interesting, huh?
Have you ever met a vampire?
Well.
You've to
They
move
said
your
that?
little camp elsewhere, got it?
यहाँ क्या हो रहा है अब? हम लोग को कोई भिखारी लोग से बात करना है
What
और
do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
तुम लोग कर क्या रहे हैं यहाँ पे?
Calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
तुम लोग decent है क्या?
Decent folk you
ये लोग को
mention. Me and
खराब बोल रहा है?
yourselves.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
देखने से तो decent नहीं लग रहा है ये लोग.
He poking insults us. On our own turf.
अच्छा. कितना
We should
बार ये
step
लोग
aside,
आएगा?
good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
तुम लोग अंदर जाओ. हम बाहर रहते हैं. विचर से लड़ता है ये लोग बेवकूफ सब. अब एक हायर वैम्पायर को जान से मार के आ रहे हैं. कैसा चीज से लड़ते हैं और ये बेवक. बोलना ही बेकार है. सबसे बेवकूफ इंसान ही होता है. ये देख सकते हैं आप लोग. अबे चल. क्या करेगा बे?
All right,
नीचे ही रहे.
I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid.
फ्री में नहीं कर
Tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
ठीक है वो सब
What
तो
did they
ठीक है.
want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars.
अच्छा.
I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
तुमसे कुछ information चाहिए था?
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
ठीक है हम लोग इंतजार करते हैं.
Thanks. We'll
ये
wait.
पांचवा
Nice
कौन
of you
आदमी
to let
मरने
us.
वाला था? ये हम लोग को जानना होगा. सही में. किसका नाम होगा उस लेटर पे? सियाना का पांचवा विक्टिम. तो ये खाना बना के भिखारी लोग को खिलाता है. हाँ.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
So
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
और कौन है?
I got one too. Gave it to the boot black. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
फ्रेशी उसके पास 5वां लेटर है शायद.
I still have mine.
Oh.
I'm to deliver it 2 days after the feast of St. Barnabas.
ओके इसके पास है. सही है, नहीं तो ये फ्रेशी को ढूंढने जाना होता. ये लेटर दो तो.
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightened.
सियाना दी
You ought to
थी.
heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
वही तो.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's always muddy there.
ओके. तुम्हारा पैर गंदा हो जाता ना. बहुत बड़ा साफ आदमी है ये तो. पर ये लेटर, इसमें नाम किसका है?
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
किसका नाम है? हमको भी जरा दिखाओ.
Well, I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Syanna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Dettlaff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Lost victim.
Duchess was to be Dettlaff's last victim. Syanna planned it from the start.
वाह सियाना वाह.
A logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Syanna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her
वही
sins.
तो.
She
सबको
was
लगता.
known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Syanna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
इससे बात करना होगा सियाना से. वही तो.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
बार
Praiseworthy, I
बात करके
suppose.
देखना होगा.
Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her. But I support your lust for the truth.
रीजे समझ
Some
सकते हैं.
philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Syanna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher.
वही तो वो बचाई उसको.
Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
वो सब हो जाएगा गेरोल्ट ना. तुम भी साथ चल रहा है दीजिस?
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Syanna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
ठीक
She
है.
treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
ठीक है ये हमको भी खराब लग रहा है ये सियाना से मिलने में. I mean, what the hell? सियाना को यहीं कहीं रखा है ये लोग. पैलेस में बंद करके. और सही किया है. बंद कर दिया इसको. आगे अपनी खुद की बहन को मारने वाली थी. गेरोल्ट तो बोल रहा था यहाँ पे गार्ड्स होगा. पर हमको तो एक भी गार्ड नहीं दिख रहा. इतना खाली कैसे है जगह? नहीं है.
Halt!
Need to see Syanna, urgently.
In the
Come
matter
in.
of?
बोले ना काम है.
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time.
है?
Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
तुम
Found
जानते
some
हम लोग कौन है?
information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Urgent.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no?
अभी पता चला
Then you've
इसको.
my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
Let's go. सिर्फ एक ही गार्ड इसको गार्ड कर रहा है. I mean, what the hell? और क्या? अंदर जाना है कि नहीं?
The
Okay,
witcher
दो
will
और है.
speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
अबे निकाल. और इसको
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
बकवास मत करो.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Syanna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear.
सही में हमको भी थोड़ा देर के लिए लगा था कि
Why do you
ये
wanna
अच्छी
kill her?
होगी थोड़ी.
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
क्योंकि वो तुम्हारे बारे में भूल गई थी.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you.
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta?
वो तो
She's no
करना
longer
होगा.
in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
रिवॉर्ड के
Definitely
लिए
gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the
नहीं
coin,
करते हम
though.
लोग.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
तुम खतरा है उसके लिए. उसकी
I
खुद की
probably
बहन.
will.
कभी भी माफ करने का नहीं सोची है.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
हम लोग को खुद को कभी बड़ा आदमी बनाना चाहिए. माफ कर देना चाहिए. You know,
Why
दुनिया
should
तो
I?
ऐसे ही
For
पागल
old
है.
time's sake, you loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but
Read your governess's
what?
diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure, but there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good, sometimes only the bad.
क्या गुस्सा आ
if
रहा है
she
इसको?
loved me so, why did she wash her hands of me? Forget me?
ये तो उसी से पूछना होगा.
Don't know, but you could just ask her instead of sending monsters after her.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me, to justify it.
Maybe, but there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet Anna Henrietta hasn't given up on
भाई
you.
तो वो अभी भी तुमको बचाने का कोशिश कर रही है. आदमी लोग से. जो लोग चाह रहा है कि इसको लिंच किया जाए.
You really want a happy ending, don't you?
हैप्पी
With
एंडिंग
all
अब
of
कर.
us living happily ever after.
हैप्पी एंडिंग हो ही नहीं
Go,
सकता.
Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
चुप रहो.
Farewell, Syanna.
वही तो. फेयरवेल. ये हैप्पी एंडिंग का बात कर रही थी. पर डेडलाफ तो मर चुका है. डेडलाफ ये लोग में से सबसे अच्छा हमको डेडलाफ लगता था. उसका क्या ही कहें. और उसी को हम लोग को मारना पड़ा. वो उसको धोखा सहन नहीं कर पा रहा था. वो पागल हो गया था बेचारा.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
चलो.
Let's go.
अब
Wanna
कुछ
see
भी
him
हो
too.
जाए हैप्पी एंडिंग हो ही नहीं सकता. बेचारा डेडलाफ. सो जलाचोर टकले कैसा है?
Damien,
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
इसका यहाँ वैम्पायर्स अटैक किया था ना. हमको 5वां विक्टिम के बारे में मालूम चला है.
got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Dettlaff and Syanna's 5th victim.
समझा?
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor.
क्या कर सकते हैं डेमियन?
I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylviana is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally.
ये सही है. इसी वजह से
I
इसको
thank you,
बताएं.
Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
आगे देखो क्या होता है. हम लोग को मेडल लेने जाना है. यहाँ क्या हो रहा है?
In the guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened
ये
highness.
कौन भीख मांग रहा है यहाँ पे
Without
आके?
barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
अच्छा?
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
इसका घर
I
जल
shall
गया?
dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness.
चलो निकलो, भागो यहाँ से. यहाँ पे हम लोग को
Your
मेडल
Grace,
लेना है.
Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
And
My dear
Dragonstien.
subjects, we come now to our
Izzat hi nahi
next
mera.
point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
Wow. बढ़ जाओ भाई.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
बैज मिला है. सही है. और ये
May
वाइन.
this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair.
मेरा क्या होगा? हम क्या किसका दोस्त बनेंगे हम?
In more familiar
मदद
terms
किया हम.
now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
ठीक है.
Thank you.
कम से कम
I have a
पैसा तो
small
मिला.
surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the
इसका
Duke.
क्या जरूरत था, Duchess?
The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
उतना भी ज़्यादा नहीं. एक खबर सुनाना है आपको.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Syanna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Dettlaff. You were to be the beast's fifth victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
सही में. लेटर मिला हम लोग को. इतना क्या भरोसा बहन पे है. इतना सब कुछ तो वो कर ही दी है.
I do not believe
समझ
it.
सकते हैं तुम नहीं बिलीव करेगी, पर सच वही है. तेरी बहन तेरे को मारना चाहती थी, और कुछ नहीं.
In a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
अच्छा.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You
Careful.
exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
ठीक है. हम लोग रुकते हैं तो.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
सिल्वियाना इसका असली नाम है। हाँ, सियाना। आ गई।
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
डचेस बोलिए रुकने के लिए।
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Dettlaff.
Dettlaff
You
monster
yourself would
नहीं था।
never stoop so
क्या बक रही
low.
है ये?
Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me. As one impartial, I shall now hear what he has to say.
डेडलाफ को मॉन्स्टर बोला जा रहा है यहाँ पे। डेडलाफ से सब कुछ ये करवाई, ये सियाना के वजह से सब कुछ हुआ। लेकिन तब पर भी हम समझ सकते हैं वो क्योंकि
Bitterness consumes Syanna.
उसको बचपन से ही
She
ऐसा
had cause
ट्रीटमेंट
to
मिला
resent
कि
many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
उस समय तुम लोग बच्चा था।
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
ये डरती थी, ये बच्ची थी तो।
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace. Supposed acts of cruelty. Inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found.
ओके, ये खोजने का कोशिश की थी।
Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
अरे यहाँ पे बहना बहना खेल रही है ये लोग। मेरा दोस्त डेडलाफ को मरवा दी। क्या ही कह सकते हैं। एक तरह से हैप्पी एंडिंग ही ले लो ये लोग के लिए, ये लोग दोनों के लिए, गेरोल्ट के लिए, मेरे लिए, रीजिस के लिए। उसका तो दोस्त था यार, सच में। कौन? सही है।
all, best part of the whole ceremony, it was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
रीजिस के साथ बैठे हुए हैं हम
Not
लोग।
so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
खूबसूरत।
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips.
So, ये लोग कर क्या रहे हैं यहाँ पे?
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
चलो चलते हैं।
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy.
अच्छा।
Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks.
ठीक है।
Right then.
रीजिस,
Let's go.
क्या ही कर रहा है ये लोग? बैठ के दारू बनाने के लिए अब
This
मैंड्रेक
moonlight
इकट्ठा करवाएगा।
makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your
Wait,
thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old
Wait,
necrophage corpse?
You've
क्या
not
बोल
an
रहा है
ounce of
Geralt?
refinement in you, have you?
वही तो मॉन्स्टर्स के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हैं तो कोई नहीं, हम लोग मैंड्रेक इकट्ठा करते हैं। ये शांत रात यार अजीब ही लग रहा है आज तो। हम लोग का आखिरी सफ़र है विचर का दुनिया में। एक मैंड्रेक रूट यहाँ दिख रहा है। हम लोग मास्क वास्क पहन लिए हैं इसको उठाने के लिए। काफ़ी टॉक्सिक चीज़ है। देखिए अब रीजिस मास्क उतार दिए। ये रीजिस नहीं दिख रहा। हम लोग ये रूट्स ढूंढने के लिए इधर आए। ये
Now,
रीजिस कहाँ
where'd
गायब हो
that
गया?
bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Come on, रीजिस अभी खेलने का वक्त नहीं है यार।
Damn it, where'd you
इतना
go?
रात में उसका फुटप्रिंट्स तो यहीं है। मेरी सेकंड अगर रीजिस हम लोग से
Regis!
छुप रहा होता तो वो फुटप्रिंट तो नहीं देता। रीजिस गया कहाँ?
Damn it, where'd you go?
ये क्या हो रहा है?
You raise your hand!
यार मेरा में कुछ दिख नहीं रहा।
Those
Bruxa,
Bruxae. They called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very
ये
simple
Dettlaff को
code
मार
of
दिया ना?
honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or
Won't
सोच
let
भी
it
नहीं
go,
सकते इसको
will
कैसा
they?
लग रहा होगा।
they will not.
दोस्त था डेटलाफ।
Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I
बहुत
must
strong will
leave
आदमी है ये।
Toussaint.
आदमी नहीं
For a
वैम्पायर।
vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
सारा वैम्पायर्स रीजिस को अटैक कर रहा है क्योंकि वो डेडलाफ को मार दिया। डेडलाफ भी एक वैम्पायर था यार, वो मर गया, हमको सही नहीं लगा।
Supreme bouquet. Firm,
इसको देखो।
defined beginning.
इससे
Then
ज़्यादा तो
developed
हमको दुख हो
gently,
रहा है।
rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you in your new home.
अच्छा
On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, Have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Nah. Witcher, killing monsters, huh?
No, just not the life for me. Sure, might stop by there occasionally, stay the winter, fill up on wine. But I'd rather keep moving. It's not a choice being a Witcher. And once you are one, you're one for life. You can't just step off the path. Besides, plenty of work left for me in the world. Ghouls aren't gonna kill themselves.
Wait though.
Rather droll, isn't it, that each time we meet, something harrowing must happen? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Vilgefortz.
Our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy though.
ये हम जानते हैं. थोड़ा देर और यहाँ बैठ जाते हैं. आखिरी दिन है.
I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
We do.
That we do.
Geralt? I just want to say one thing. This was not just a game. Amazing. Witcher 3.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
एक आखिरी चीज बाकी है. हम लोग कोर्वो बियांग को चलते हैं. वो जगह जो आना हेनरिएटा गेराल्ट को गिफ्ट में दी थी. एक बार अंदर चलते हैं.
Hey there.
अंदर चल के एक हम लोग उसको भी बचा करके रखे थे ना, एक बूढ़ी औरत को जो एक वेट का कर्स में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो गई थी. हमको याद है.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
यह है कौन जो कि गेराल्ट का घर में घुसा हुआ है? Unknown individual.
What's that smell?
कोई वैम्पायर तो नहीं है ना? I mean, सब कुछ खत्म हो चुका है. इतना जल्दी तो कोई वापस नहीं आना चाहिए.
You look good.
Come.
Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
ये सपना है क्या? गेराल्ट को पक्का सपना लग रहा होगा.
What did you bring?
A Garkin from Angren. I slew it. All by my lonesome.
That why you left Carrera so suddenly? Had no idea where you'd gone. Your note was puzzling. Don't try to find me. Threw me for a loop.
That was silly. It's just that I felt stifled in your shadow. I'd have suffocated had I stayed.
अच्छा.
So when I read that notice, the contract, when I saw Angren, I knew I had to do it. Alone. Without my nanny.
I'm not your nanny. I believe in you.
वही तो वाइल्ड हंट के समय कितना भरोसा किया था गेराल्ट.
The house is lovely. But it could use a bit of work.
Yeah, got plans for it, don't worry. Want to go outside? Could show you the grounds.
मैन सीरी आई हुई है हम लोग से मिलने के लिए। बताओ और क्या चाहिए था? बाप बेटी बैठ के बात करेगा।
It's lovely here. I could stay forever.
तो रुक जाओ। हाँ?
What's stopping you?
Actually, not a thing. I slew a Garkin, collected my bounty. I believe I'm owed some respite.
Indeed you do, mademoiselle, as my major domo would say.
You've a butler?
A steward. Name's Barnabas Basil. BB for short, though I don't know if he likes it. He's the one let you in. I'll ask him to bring in some fruit, a beverage. You can spend the rest of the day lying about.
Well.
Nothing would make me happier.
इससे ज़्यादा क्या चाहिए था गेरोल्ड को?
Being a witcher anything like you imagined?
Geralt, I didn't have to imagine anything. Remember, before we parted, we walked a good stretch of the path together.
Journeyman and master, though, not the same thing.
I'm still a long way from mastering anything, but I am trying. Anyway, I did learn from the best.
Just passed on what worked for me, or at least tried to.
I was thinking of Eskel and Lambert.
Lambert और Eskel, वो लोग गेरोल्ड को बेस्ट नहीं बोल रही।
Choice you made?
Not at all. I'm doing what I ever wanted to do. Being who I wanted to be. I believe that's one definition of happiness.
Trust me, that is. ठीक है सीरी, फिर मिलते हैं। और आप लोग से भी फिर मिलते हैं।
Take care of yourself.
कभी और। तो दोस्तों, हम लोग का विचर का सफ़र यहाँ पे ख़त्म होता है। अब फिर से कभी नहीं सुनने मिलेगा कि हम लोग वापस आ चुके हैं विचर की इस खूबसूरत दुनिया में। आज हम लोग अलविदा कहते हैं विचर की इस खूबसूरत दुनिया को, और शायद जल्दी मिलेंगे या नहीं भी। सीरी यहाँ पेड़ के नीचे बैठी और हमको रोना आ रहा है लिटरली, पर कोई नहीं, अलविदा। ट्रस्ट मी।